taking the freeway off-ramp Badger Road. There's a stop sign. I turned right onto Clearwater, traveling down Clearwater. You'll notice Clearwater then has a four-way intersection stop, at which time I was turning left onto Leslie Road. I came to a stop, waited for my turn, proceeded onto Leslie Road. If you notice, Leslie Road narrows extremely small to the railroad tracks. It was approximately at this time, as I started to take this turn, approximately right here, that Polly cut the double yellow line, which you can barely see, sideswiping my car. I then pulled over immediately and was stopped in the gravel. I dialed 911, said I was just in an accident and sideswiped by a car. They asked if I was okay. I said yes. They asked if the other occupants were okay. I seen two females get out of the car and I said I presumed so. I stayed in my car until the police arrived and I exchanged information. If you notice the corner from where Polly Shore came, you can see the double yellow line in the road, and as it comes to the corner, you can see the double yellow line fades to it's a very light double yellow line. Because on Leslie Road, they are branching it out into a two-lane road. Leslie came to a stop. You can see the turn sign right there. She came to a stop approximately 20 yards right after that. My car came to a stop approximately right into the gravel off the road there. She cut the corner as she was coming in with her front tire hitting my fender, across my wheel, and then to the back of my door. I stopped right here on the side of the road, and that's where I dialed 911. If you notice the turn sign to alert drivers that there is a left turn coming up, she stopped approximately after the large sagebrush just to the left of it. I would say both cars were traveling no more than 20 to 25 miles an hour. The actual collision part was just mid-turn. As I was coming out of the turn, she was cutting the turn in, because you can see the yellow line in the road. It's a double yellow line, but if you continue up, the double yellow line due to construction has started to disappear. That's why I think Polly crossed over thinking she had more room. You can notice that there are two small traffic squares set in the middle of the road. I don't know what they were for. But as I said, there's the large sagebrush. Right next to that sagebrush is approximately where she stopped. If you look back, I'm stopped approximately 10 feet in front of the camera, not where my truck is parked, about 10 feet stuck right there. She came around this corner, and as you can see, the cars right now are slowly cutting this corner, because if you look, it turns real narrow up to the train tracks, so cars come along and cut over. When you can clearly see the double yellow line, if you give me a second, I'll cross the road when there's no cars. As you can see, there's the yellow line. Here's where her car was stopped. This is the corner approximately right where she hit me. You can see the double yellow line there. Right, I was coming through about where that car was. She was cutting this corner and sideswiped the side of my automobile. If you've noticed, see how the double yellow line is starting to fade away due to construction. I mean, all the way down, you can barely see it here, but you can obviously see that the lane Polly was in is a much smaller lane. Where that dot is, the traffic just dot, that is not the traffic line. There is a double yellow line right before it, so she has a lot smaller turning space from the white line to there. I will walk across the street and show you how much room I have on my side. Her line, double yellow line, and then this is the continuance of my lane all the way over until the double yellow, or the yellow line on my side. This is where she came through. Approximately right here is where she started to cut the corner, sideswiped my car, and she stopped right there. Both cars were traveling slow enough that I stopped probably 40 yards apart from her. Right about there. The police came, issued no citations at the time. If you've noticed, I've walked up and down both sides of the street. There are no skid marks, as Polly claimed that she skidded on her brakes. There are no skid marks whatsoever. And if you even watch traffic as it comes by, when I step back, you'll see that every car coming by starts to cut that lane, so if the driver on the inside of the lane is not hugging the far right, they are in jeopardy of being hit. Just like what happened to me. I was in the center of my lane, which was wider than Polly's. She was riding the line. When she crossed over is where she hit my car. If you see the pictures of the damage on my car, you can see that her front tire made contact with my front fender, across my car and everything. I have no frontal damage on my car, and if I would have came over her lane into her lane, the front end of my car would have hit hers. So this physically shows she crossed the double yellow line, even though it's faded, and hit my car, causing the loss. And you can see, here's where the double yellow line actually comes back to be traced. Do you see how much wider the lane is on this side? Here's your lane here. There's your double yellow line. The far outside lane was the lane Polly was traveling in, and you can see how much smaller it is. Now if you look just a little further over, here's where they're doing the construction, where the new white line is, compared to the white line where I was traveling. And then you can see that that's where it continues on, and they're now making the right side a double lane, leaving the left side a signal lane. Thank you.